You were all I need, and that was great. That was great. And I appreciate the song that you all sang. I've been a little ill this week and been in bed most of the week, suffering with some kind of a virus or something. And the doctor said that it was something in the air, just a certain attack on last week. And I've been a little bit under the weather, but I rested all day yesterday so I could be prepared for today. Amen. Because I wanted to be here. Amen. Then this morning, last night, my nephew from Richmond, Indiana, called me. He was up on the north side. They drove in yesterday for the game, and they drove in, and he wanted me to come up. I said, I'm too sick to try to get up and come up there to see you. So this morning, he met me outside right here on his way back. He said, okay, I had to see you. He said, I didn't want to drive 200 miles and not get the chance to see you. So I'm reason I was a little bit late getting in this morning. I was outside talking to him outside there. But we pray for his safe return back to Richmond. Matter of fact, he grew up here in Gary. His name is Kevin, and he went to school here, and his mother lived here. She passed a few years back, and his aunt is over in a nursing home now. He was going by to see her, and then back to Richmond. So we're praying for Brother Clint that they're having a great time over there in Cleveland, and just enjoying themselves, and I pray for a safe return here. Honor when he asked me to come and speak again here. I had prepared a lesson this week. I got it together last week, and I was working on it. And the Lord needs you, but just this morning sitting here, I changed that lesson. So, and I'm hoping that this will be of benefit to myself as well as to you. Amen. God just did not just speak to you, speak to me. Yes. Also, yes. Start talking in the Sunday school class this morning that you're saying something, but you're talking to yourself too, and you're learning for yourself as well as teaching others. So, amen. Someone said that you can't teach what you don't know. You can't leave where you haven't been or can't go. So, and that's so very true. If you were not in the class this morning, you missed a treat of God's word. Amen. I just want to read a verse of a scripture that we'll use for our lesson this morning. And as I say, I changed the lesson today. Just sitting here, and I'm praying that this will be, that God directed me in a way that is beneficial for myself as well as for you. I'm reading from 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7. 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7. 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7. And I'm reading from the King James Version. And it reads, But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Amen. The subject that I've chosen, this lesson that I've chosen for today is what Jesus can see. Amen. What Jesus can see. When I look out and see a person, I can see that person. And I can see how tall they are, and figure about how much they may weigh. I can figure that they have a certain kind of position in life. And I can see that they may have straight hair or kinky hair, or they may be dark complected or light complected. I can see that they may have a twitch on their right or left eye. I can see that they may have a scar on their cheek, on their forehead. I can see that visibly. But I can't see the inside of that person. I can see that person, but I can't see what makes that person that person. I can't see the inside. Jesus can see what makes me, me. Jesus can see what makes you, you. Jesus can look into our being, and he can see our moral goodness. He knows whether it's a front or if it's for real. Jesus he recognizes the good that's in us. And he can confront us when we're evil, or when there's something evil in us. One of the writers in the Old Testament says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. And try me and know my way. And see if there's any wicked way in me. And if there is, cast it out and lead me in the way everlasting." Jesus sees what makes me, me. Amen. Jesus sees what makes you, you. He recognizes the good that is in you. He recognizes the courage that you have to confront evil when there is evil. He recognizes that. He recognizes the purity that you have. And all of us have some flaws. Yeah. All of us. But Jesus is trying to say, be better. Because I can make you better. Yes. Jesus searches inside of us for what is good and what is moral and right and what is courageous, and he searches that. He sees us when we are trying to do good. He sees us also when we are doing bad. Amen. What Jesus can see. Jesus sees our talents. Those of us who work here around the church, and he sees the one that put the bullets together. He sees the one that comes in and cleans up and picks up paper or gum wrappers around the seat. He sees that. He sees the person that's trying to do something for the benefit of the church. Someone walks out and they see a can, a beer can or something laying outside. They pick it up and put it in the garbage. Jesus sees that.
Yes, amen.
Do whatever you can for the house of the Lord. Amen. Whatever you can do. Whether you can teach a class or whether you can invite somebody to the class. Yes. It's still a godly work. Amen. You may not know what to say to a person to get them to be baptized. But you know what to say to the person to get them to the place that they can hear the word to be baptized. Jesus can see what we don't see. What Jesus can see. He sees our talents and he sees our wealth. He knows that, as the writer in the Revelation says, I know that you're poor. I know that you're poor, but you're rich. Sometimes we may not have what we need to have, but we are rich because he is rich.
Amen.
And we don't have to worry too much about food, clothing, and shelter because he promised us that we would always have that. He sees our wealth. And he sees us also during the week when we are watching some of the TV programs instead of reading the Word of God. He sees that.
Amen.
He sees that. Jesus sees our action. Whatever they may be, he sees that. When we pass by a homeless person, we give out $1. And then sometimes the Spirit will tell you to give something to them. Sometimes the Spirit will say, do not. So it's not a sin that you do not give every person that's asking you for something. It's not a sin. And there's nothing wrong with it. The Spirit is going to lead you to give and to do the good that you should be doing. Sometimes it's not up to us, it's up to the Spirit that's leading us. Amen. Jesus sees our action. Whether it be here, whether it be at home. You know, I once had a lesson that walls could talk. Walls could talk. What would they say about you behind closed doors? And if you went to the family and said to your brother, to your sister, tell me about this person, what would they really have to say about you? But Jesus knows that. Jesus knows that. He sees our action. He sees our educational ambitions and what we want to learn and how we want to learn. He sees whether or not we study the Scripture. He sees our leadership activities and our leadership abilities. Some have the leadership abilities, some have the leadership ability, but do not use it. Jesus sees all of this and he recognizes this. And he gives us even more.
Yes.
He gives us even more. But you know, he also sees our inadequacies. He sees when we are failing. He sees when we are lying. He sees when we are even thinking about lying. He sees that. He sees when we're thinking about doing something wrong. He sees that. I can see you, but I cannot see what makes you you.
Right.
Jesus sees me, and he sees what makes me me.
Amen.
The writer in Solomon and Samuel said, look not only outward, but God does not look on the outward, he looks on the inward. Jesus sees our inadequacies. What we see, only the outside. But what Jesus sees, he sees the inside. Amen. Have you ever been in a storm and said to a storm, be still? Have you ever said that? Or stop raining? Have you ever said that? And what happened? Nothing. Nothing. But when Jesus stepped out and he said, peace, be still.
Amen.
Everything was calm. Last night I had a dream, and I was at this church and they were singing these songs, and about 4 or 5 songs, and I said, it's real peaceful. It's calm in here. I said, they could just continue to sing. And they were singing these songs, and it was so calm and so peaceful. Jesus, when he said to the storm, peace be still, it was calm and peaceful in your life. When the storms come up in your life, when problems come up, when people die that you love and that you're missing, when difficulties come to you in your life, and when he can say, peace, be still, and you probably experienced that.
Yes.
When he said, peace, be still, that everything comes to a halt. It comes it's at ease. Jesus sees what makes you troubled. He sees what makes you upset. He sees what can make you calm. And when he says to you, because you read the scripture and you know the scripture, when he says to you, peace be still, you know that everything is going to be all right. Amen. Because he's there with you. He said, I'll never leave you, nor forsake you. Amen. He said that. Yes. And I believe it. Amen. Jesus also sees our possible choices. Whether and we are free moral agents. We can choose the right or we can choose the wrong. Amen. He sees that in us. He wants us to choose the right all the time. Sometimes we make our own decision and choose what is wrong. Yes. And we pay for that. Yes. We pay for that in the long run. Yes. But he still wants us to make the right decision. Mm-hmm. Jesus can use anything to help his and help his cause. Sometimes we say to ourselves, well, I don't have much to offer. I don't have much, and I'm not a real good speaker, or I'm not a very intelligent person in this regard or that regard. But he can use you. In some sense, he can use you. When Jesus came riding into Jerusalem on a donkey, he came riding on a donkey, and by the way, that's the only time that you read in the scripture that he rode on anything or in anything. He could have taken a cart at some point of time, but the scripture never says anything about it. That's the only time it ever said that he rode on anything was when he came riding into Jerusalem on a donkey, showing the humbleness. And some people would have said, and I'm sure that they said it at that day, and if all he could get was a donkey, why didn't he just walk? Some of us, and I've heard people say, if I can't go first class, I don't go at all. Jesus came into the city on a donkey. Yes. Yes. Why did he choose a donkey? Showing that anything that he touches can be sanctified and used for his service. When he touches you, amen, you can be used for his service. Yes. As I said, whether it's inviting somebody to hear the word, or whether it's taking the word and passing out a tract or passing out a bulletin. I get the old bulletin or the extra bulletins that from church over in Paxton, and I just lay them out in the mall. Somebody is going to pick that bulletin up, and it may help somebody to be led to Christ. When you go into a store, just lay it down. Lay it down at the first mark. Who knows what that bulletin would do for a person that picks it up? Amen. If they don't come to church, they may read a scripture in there that may help them in their life journey. Amen. Jesus sees what you're doing. Yes, yes. He sees what I'm doing. He could use anything to help his cause. You know, one part in the scripture says this woman came to Jesus and was asking Jesus. She kept asking him, Lord, heal my daughter. And the apostle said, send her away. He said, no, I come for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And the woman kept on being persistent. And he said to her in the end, he says, great is thy faith. Great is thy faith. When we come to Jesus, he doesn't ask us about how much we have done. He asks us about our faith. When the rich young ruler came to Jesus, Jesus asked him about his faith. When the prostitute came to Jesus, Jesus asked her about her faith. Yes, yes. When the paralyzed man came to Jesus, Jesus asked him about his faith. When the leader soldiers of the Roman soldiers came to Jesus, Jesus asked him about his faith. When a prosecutor of Christians came with blood on his hand for prosecuting the Christians, Jesus asked him about his faith. When you come to Jesus, he's asking you about your faith. He sees what makes you you. He sees the faith that you have in him, or the lack of faith that you may have in him. I don't want to be faithless. I want to be faithful.
Yes, yes,
Faithful.
yes.
And that should be your attitude also. Jesus can see what we can't see. He can see it. Church, this morning, I'm going to close it out. But this morning, look into your hearts and just think of the thing that Jesus sees there.
Yes.
I got a lesson I preached a long time ago, a journey to the heart. The heart is the mind. Think about what's in the mind. Think about what Jesus is looking at. If there is anything there that should not be there, cast it out. If there's anything there that he may be upset with, try to make it right.
Amen.
From this day forward, realize that Jesus sees you for what you are. He sees you as you are. He sees you as he wants you to be. I've often said, I may not be what I ought to be, but I'm better than I used to be.
Okay. Amen.
That's what you should say. Lord, because of you, I may not be all that I ought to be, but I'm better than I used to be. What Jesus can see. Look into your heart this morning. If there's anything that's there that needs to be cast out or need to be corrected, you're going to be singing the song of limitation, and you can come and make that right with him, or dedicate your life or rededicate your life to God and to Christ, because he knows what's in your heart.
And
Don't try to fool him. Don't try to fool him. Let us stand. 408. 408.
Strength.
again from the 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as men seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Amen.
What Jesus can see.
We do Collins, blessing, encouragement,
Amen.
and need the blessing.
Yes.
The next will be our invitation, our announcements. Thank you, our announcement. And it goes as, if you are ill at home or in the hospital, please call the church or one of the other numbers and listed in the bulletin for community. And our regular weekly routine is Sunday school at 9:30 a.m. Sunday praise and worship service at 11 a.m. And Wednesday prayer meeting and Bible class at 12 noon. And Thursday praise team rehearsal 5:30 p.m. And we have May through August birthday celebration. They said right after church today.
Yes.
Right after church today, we'll have a celebration of our birthdays, May through August. So calling all volunteers to help finalize our international dinner at to Korea for Sunday, September 23rd, 4:30 p.m. Please talk to Sister Young and Sister Kendrick. Thanks again for your participation. Do we have other announcements? Well, if there are no other announcements, may we stand and have a benediction.